We are at the height of season here in our area, and we want to shine a bright spotlight on one of the most well-known landmarks here in Southwest Florida. And I, of course, am talking about the Sanibel Lighthouse.
That's right. It's probably one of the most photographed areas, and it's right here in our own backyard. But a lot of you may not know its backstory.
Nothing showcases beach living or coastal Americana quite like a lighthouse.
There's a certain nostalgia with a lighthouse. I think they are romanticized in their view and what they bring to people emotionally.
With the sunset in the background, absolutely beautiful. The history, the romance, the beauty.
It is really big.
I think it's like an icon of coastal living. It's just it makes you think of, you know, old men in the sea and all those type of stories.
And the Sanibel Lighthouse has a story of its own. Built in 1884 in New Jersey, the lighthouse almost didn't make it to its home on Sanibel Island.
In the boat trip from New Jersey around the south tip of Florida and onto Sanibel Island, just 2 miles shy of the island, the boat carrying the lighthouse and one more lighthouse, the sister lighthouse to this one, actually sank. They had to bring divers in from Key West to recover all the parts of the lighthouse, but luckily they were able to recover it all. And the construction of the lighthouse started shortly thereafter in 1884.
Standing more than 100 feet tall and 126 steps to the top, the lighthouse has been in operation ever since.
So this lighthouse is unique. There are only 2 of its kind in the world. These are unique in that the center staircase doesn't reach all the way to the ground. Originally, the staircase was accessed straight from the lighthouse keeper's cottages. That way, in case of a storm where the ground was flooded, the lighthouse keeper didn't have to go down into the water to climb back up the lighthouse. They could access it straight from the cottage.
And while today there is limited access inside the lighthouse, the view from the beach is pretty spectacular all on its own.
Oh, it is. Something else you may not realize is the Sanibel Lighthouse has another name, Point Ebel.
Yeah, and there's a brewery with the same name, and it's called the Point Ebel Brewing Company, and they are shining a light on the local craft beer scene. In Fort Myers, but inspired by the island of Sanibel, the Point Ebel Brewery Company is bringing a whole new meaning to island hopping.
I've been a fishing guide out on Sanibel for a long time, and I'm a boat captain, so that's kind of the whole, we're trying to bring that whole beach theme to our beer styles. And even the beers that we make, the hops that we use are very floral, fruity hops, kind of give it like a tropical feel to the beers.
But being able to pour their passion into a pint glass is quite the process, taking up to 4 hours to complete it.
Yikes.
Meanwhile, if you haven't had your fill of Sanibel history yet, there is another spotlight for you to check out.
There is. The name says it all. Come with us as we show you the Sanibel Historical Museum and Village. Sanibel may be rich in white sand, shells, and bright sunshine, of course, but the island is rich in history, too, much of which you can learn about here at the Sanibel Historical Museum and Village.
The idea is to get visitors to Sanibel interested in what Sanibel used to be like, what our history is, where we came from, so to speak.
Founded in 1984 with a mission to preserve and share Sanibel history, the village has several historical homes to tour. Each building has been restored to its original state and mainly represents the time period of about the 1920s to the 1960s. And no matter your age, everyone can learn a little something.
Children enjoy a lot of things about this village. One of them is the old schoolhouse. When I'm conducting tours, I encourage children to pull that rope over there on the back wall because that rings the school bell. And we have toys, old toys for the children to play with, desks that I remember sitting in, or a similar desk when I was a very small child.
It's so cool. We just can't say, of course, enough about Sanibel. And you
beautiful.
go out there, and of course, so many families have, you know, vacationed there from all over the country growing up. And
how lucky are we to live here?
I know,
right
it's in our own backyard.
Yeah, so cool.
I know it's a little chillier this week, but it's still a beautiful place to go and look at, as long as there's not severe weather
no
tearing
bugs,
things
Carly,
up.
when it
I
gets
know,
chilly.
right? Which we've seen a lot of there as well. All right, well, still to come, wipes, wipes, and more wipes. If you have children under the age of 3, you probably have an endless amount of wipe containers. How you can put them to good use in today's Kids Corner. Stay with us.